Welcome back. To discuss more on the declaration of the Vice President, I'm now being joined on the program by Aki Fatunke, who is a public affairs analyst. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us on the program. Now, the Vice President declaring to run for the 2023 presidency, would you say this is just another declaration, or we're looking at a possible candidate here?
It has to be a possible candidate. If you look at it from the perspective of right of first refusal, ceteris paribus, as we say, and of course, the incumbent vice or deputy has learned a lot of ropes. And within those ropes, he's not necessarily a neophyte from whoever he wants to succeed, but usually not necessarily so. The right to contest, yes. Constitutionally, yes. Ability to be able to take the baton to a level, I wanted to use the word next level, of course, yes. But in the Nigerian situation and the Nigerian milieu, DEJI, you know so very well that 2 plus 2 usually end up in some binary answers. They don't not necessarily come to 4. So is he likely to be a candidate? I would say 55% yes. The others will share amongst themselves the remaining 50 on account of the ceteris paribus that I have laid out. That is one. Finally, from the emotional intelligence perspective, DG, we talk about, tying the knots, joining the knots. It will be rather strange and very interestingly funny if the vice president to the sitting president has not been able to get some kind of a body language nudge from the incumbent.
Now, how crucial do you think it is for the Vice President to secure the President's support? Because the President has said he has a candidate. I mean, some time ago, he was asked specifically now if he had anyone at all he will be supporting. He said yes, but that he wasn't going to mention the name of the person. We certainly don't know if the Vice President is that person, but the Vice President, for the Vice President now, how crucial do you think it will be for him to get the support of the President if he hopes to clinch the ticket of the party?
In DG, we are all trying to be tailors here, trying to be straight in a rough jacket, and we have to sew things around. I think Mr. President went further to say that if you knew the person that I think I know, that's referring to him, you will kill him. So we've been able to zone it that it has to be a he and not a she. He didn't say you kill the person. But that's haven't been said. DG, I will use the opportunity of being in your studio, talk to 360 TV, to get a bit serious here. I think we have a situation in our hands that is so fluid, that is so confusing, that even the best of analysts whom I want to look at the crystal ball will be able to now tell you that, no, I don't think anybody kind of understands. Body language of the president himself, body language of those who are pigeon cabinets of the president have indicated that he clearly said that he's not interested. His mantra of saying belongs to everybody and belongs to everybody is something that he wants people ordinarily to go fight for. Now, I have a bit of a challenge as an analyst to say that, yes, I mentioned it earlier, the vice president has first right of refusal under normal circumstances. And I believe he will have asked far and wide, including asking quite a number of people, including Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who virtually, allegedly, has been his form of a godfather who transported him to the position that he is now. Now, if that has not happened, it therefore means we are dealing with a dinner of devil with long knives. Now, if Mr. President has not just given the nod to Vice President, please go ahead. If you win, you win. If you lose in a very fair contest, I'll throw in my card. And the Vice President has not gotten that, and he has gone ahead to declare that is going on. Hey, I dare say more of what we call confusion broke a bone. It may be a yepa situation. Yes, I think he's qualified to do what he has decided to do. I also believe that he has looked at the risk factors, including the shenanigans that will come in the trail of his declaration. Talk about backstabbing, talks about he being a Christian and a member of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, pitched against the possible backlash, most unfortunately, of drawing us back into the Muslim Christian divide, and then getting back to the Omoluabi factor. And for those who may not understand, Omoluabi factor is a factor that says there are certain things you do that are acceptable, that are right, but may not be expedient. In modern statecrafts, that naturally should be thrown into the dustbin. But the Omoluabi also now then said, yes, even if you are going to do something that is way out, okay, not in line, say get the nod of A, get the nod of B, get the nod of C. And if that has not happened, I am afraid the perception will continue to be out there.
And I'm just wondering if the vice president did consult his political godfather, that's the former governor of Lagos State, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to say that he was going to run, and what kind of moment it would have been. I mean, it must have been very awkward. I mean, an awkward moment, considering the fact that the former governor of Lagos State has actually declared his interest to run before the vice president came up to say that he would be running as well.
That throws the spin in the pot of pan. If that had happened, we will not be, in my honest opinion, will not be in the kind of guess game that we have in the first place. That consultation will be something like, oh, Asiwaju, I didn't know you were going to, laughable though, I didn't know you were going to, but from what I know and from what I see and from my calculations based on intelligence information of what I see and the body language I have, I do not think you will stand a chance. And these are my reasons. And so I think I stand a better chance based on A, B, C, D. Let's iron it out. It's not a confrontation. You've taken me this far, and I can assure you that going forward, I'm going to be able to deliver. Now, the Asiwaju Bola Tinubu that a lot of people know, who has made this a life ambition, of course, naturally, in a closed door room environment, will say, oh no, I mean, it's not possible. Oh no, it's not possible. How can that happen? But the day will follow the night, and reason might prevail. And then Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and I said, okay, based on what you have said and what I've checked and rechecked upon myself, I think politically speaking and sagaciously speaking, I think you go ahead so that we don't have a lose-lose situation. I do not think that has happened. I am not convinced that has happened. And so that element of the Omoluabi which some people, I'm very sure, don't want to hear, has actually not taken place. And so you want to throw your heart into the ring. And like Esther in the Bible, if you die, you die. If you perish, you perish. Again, I want to be clear. The Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is able, capable, should be able to step into the shoes of Mr. President, should be able to, all things being equal, get the nod of his, okay, you call him godfather or his benefactor. It should not just be Bola Tinubu alone. It should be some other persons. If that had not happened, I am more than convinced at the stage that I have reached in life, and being very realistic to say something is just not neat. It's going to be a rough ride. And it's like in a military balance, you do a coup, you either succeed and get the prize, or you fail, you buy the dust kind of situation.
Mr. Akin Fatunke, thank you very much for joining us on the program, and thank you for your insights.
I must also thank you, and thank you for your incisive questions. Continue to throw people under the bus the way you've thrown some of us that will be able to survive it. But clearly speaking, there's a lot of heat. I also like to say, if Mr. President said the person that I'm going to hand over to is not known, and that if you know him, that person might be dead in any minutes. So it may not be some of the contenders we are all looking at now. So let us continue to keep our fingers crossed, including the fact that hopefully power, I'm sure you are expecting what I'm going to say here. Power may not shift to the south.
We'll take another break, and we'll be right back to discuss economic matters. Stay with us.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On DEJI36O, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, and use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
DEJI36O, dissecting the issues.